So anytime you take a multiplayer shooter and you do a new iteration of it, you have to really consider what you're bringing forward and what you're leaving behind. I always use the Mortal Kombat analogy. Like, every Mortal Kombat didn't necessarily ship with every single fighter. Kano had to go away for a little while, right? So we've consolidated certain modes. First and foremost, we have Team Deathmatch, which is really a ton of fun in Gears. It's not you trying to get to a score limit, it's you actually taking the respawns away from the enemy to count down to a last man standing type of situation, which results in a lot of great drama. We also have then taken what was previously the mode that was submission, as well as the VIP type take out the leader mode, and consolidated that into one mode known as Capture the Leader. You have two players on either team, one is the leader on either side, and you basically have to go down the leader and hold the leader and take them hostage for a certain amount of time.
I have the enemy leader!
On top of that, we had previously like Annex and some of those other modes. We've consolidated that into just King of the Hill. That's what we've really done with a lot of these modes, and some gamers may have some concerns about certain modes being left behind, but I think when they play the new ones, they'll be won over. So one of the big things we're adding for Gears of War 3 is dedicated servers. And if you ask your average Gears fan, what's the #1 thing you want? Yeah, they might say a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun or a digger launcher weapon or some crazy new enemies. They want dedicated servers. Gears has a client-server architecture. It's not peer-to-peer like a lot of other games, and there are trade-offs that happen with that. In some instances, it's great when people have great bandwidth. In other instances, it can suffer. So by adding dedicated servers to that, we remove the whole concept of host advantage for those who play on that. It's equal ground for everybody. Really flawless, great online play, while working with Microsoft to partner up to host these servers, make sure that the game plays smooth as butter online, and that's what dedicated servers brings us. One of the other things, if you were to take your average Gears of War fan and to say, okay, Gears of War 3 is coming out, what do you want? The first thing out of their mouth would be, I want a beta, right? With the strategic shift to the holiday release window, we're now like, okay, we can actually do this. So when the game launches and hopefully sells millions of copies, day one smooth launch online will be great. So if you're a new player to Gears and you fire up Gears 1 or 2 and you go online, it's like, welcome to Gears, a person just rolled at me and here's a shotgun in your face, and it's like, wow, okay, I guess I'm not going to play this game. And then you wait 2 minutes and then you get back in and get shotgun in the face again, right? So one of the things we're implementing in Gears 3 that might be slightly controversial is the idea of beginner assistance. We will check your system because we can look at achievements and see if you haven't got any in Gears 1 or any in Gears 2 and you're completely new to the franchise. And basically the first 10 kills have a little bit of help. So you have a little bit more health, you have a little bit more damage, and you can have a little bit of help taking people out in our team deathmatch mode. But we want to make sure the players get a taste of how gratifying it is to take somebody down in the Gears world so that they then start picking up and learning the game and they can take the training wheels off and kill everybody. So one of the main hooks that we're using, or kind of the carrot for people as a motivation to kind of play through and get to certain experience point levels, is unlockable characters. I remember sitting back and talking to Rod about this, and Rod's like, we don't really want to do like the whole grinding to get this, magical gun. Like, let's do this whole situation where we're a third-person shooter and you have these characters you can get. So you can get like Thrashball Cole and another Cole variant, and each character has probably about a minimum of 2 variants on it that you can unlock, and there's different Anyas and things like that. And when you're in a third-person game and then somebody kills you and then it switches to their perspective and you see them for a second, that suddenly creates this envy online where I have to look like a football player running around this world. I have to see that. And when you finally get it and you wear it with pride, it's like just your badge, and it's a really powerful thing to motivate players to keep playing. So executions are back. They're a big part of the Gears of War franchise, but one of the things that we learned previously was that players kind of, in a competitive environment, have a path of least resistance. They're like, I just want to shotgun you and turn you into itty-bitty bits. I don't really care about killing you in a fancy manner. So one thing we've done is, first off, locked the cooler executions, so you have to earn them by playing the game and getting to different experience levels, right? The second thing is, different executions yield different experience points. A quick execution, kind of like a golf swing with a shotgun, may give you, 50 points, right? But if you sit there and you take the time to beat somebody down in the back of a dark alley for 3 minutes, you can sit there and farm experience off them. So there's very much a risk to reward there, whereas I'm like, okay, I want the extra XP, I want to unlock Thrashball Cole. Do I sit there and take the time with this guy? And your buddies may, provide cover so you can earn those experience points and directly tie it in there. I've gone on record in the past and I've said that the future of shooters is RPGs, and I was having this conversation with Randy Pitchford from Gearbox, and he's like, how come all games don't do this, right? Like, maybe the future of all games is RPG elements. We're in an industry right now where, as business people, rentals and used games are a concern for everybody, and we want to know what can we do to keep the disc in the tray, to keep you playing our game. Experience points are a huge thing. When we implemented those into Gears of War 2, suddenly players were playing the game more, and it was just a number. It was just a number that it didn't even affect anything. Taking that system into Gears of War 3 and tying it with all these achievements, tying it into characters that you can unlock, tying it into weapon skins that you can earn and things like that, suddenly it becomes that much more powerful, and it keeps players playing. So at the risk of sounding borderline cocky, I have a feeling you're going to see this feature in every freaking online game from here on out. So if you're a gamer out there who played Gears 2 and maybe had a bad experience at launch, which, to be fair, it was a bit of a mess there, first off, put the disc back in and give Title Update 6 a go and see if you like it, because we think we've put a lot of significant improvements in the game. Even then, if you're a person who's never even played Gears before, never even heard of it, we hope that Gears 3 is so cool and is so accessible, not only from the narrative as far as, previously here's what happened in this world and you can go and just jump in, but also with the multiplayer to just hop in TDM, kill some fools, have some fun, get some cookies from basically unlocking things and have some, that kind of experience, and get your friends online and just enjoy it.